beautifully on it on your quiz and do wonderfully on it on your test next class. So I want every single person paying attention, writing down the material. If I see phones, I'm taking it. I'm not giving warnings because I need you on your A game. If you are not,
whole day, not class.
If you're not understanding, please, please, please raise your hand and ask questions so we can attack those questions right away.
And you need your calculator, so please get whatever you need from back there. Put something on the desk and grab one.
You need this water bottle.
Put it in the recycling. No.
No.
Water bottle.
Our first problem we have, it says write the equation in standard form, and they gave us fractions. So what is standard form? Who remembers what standard form is? Good. AX plus BY equals C. And what are our rules for standard form?
No fractions.
No fractions.
Well, just be.
No decimals. So we should have only integers. There's one more thing. Yes, our A has to be positive. The number in front of X must be positive. Okay? These are the rules we must abide by for every single one of these problems. Alright, so P1, what we told them is that we're going over the problems from the quiz because it did not so well. So go ahead and write this stuff down. Okay, so we've given you a few different ways to tackle these fractions. I think probably the easiest method is to just multiply by the largest denominator. So if you understood what we did before, you can use that method. But if you're struggling, just use this method I'm about to do. So we take a look at our fractions. Our denominators are the bottom numbers. Which denominator is
4.
the largest? 4. So we're going to multiply by the largest denominator. We're going to multiply both sides by 4. So everyone should be writing down. This is 4. We're multiplying both sides by 4. Alright, 4 times y? 4y. Now, what do I have to do with this 4 here? We have to distribute it. There's more than one piece within here. So 4 times negative 1/2. You can use your calculator to help you out with this. 4 times negative 1/2 is negative 2. We have our x. And 4 times negative 3/4 is negative 1. Now, if you do this in your calculator, you have to put parentheses around your fractions. So if I were to do 4 times negative 1/2, parentheses negative 1/2, close your parentheses, times 4, negative 2. Same with my negative 3/4, parentheses negative 3 divided by 4, close your parentheses, times 4. Okay, so make sure you put parentheses around your fractions. Questions so far? So great, we got rid of all of our fractions. There are no decimals, but what's our remaining issue? X is negative, and what else is wrong?
On the opposite side.
Right, we need to have X and Y on the left side. Yes, Mom. So negative 3/4 times 4 is negative 3. The reason why that reduces so nicely is because we're multiplying by the same denominator. So always multiply that, but you'll see that anytime it's what you're multiplying by is your denominator, you'll end up with just the numerator. Do the multiplication, because you have to multiply 4 times both pieces, and I don't want you to forget to multiply by that first time. Okay. So my x is negative, and it needs to be on the left side. So let's first move it around. What do I need to do to move it? Right, we need to get our 2x over by doing the opposite and add it to both sides. Can I combine 2x and 4y? No, a lot of you are still combining things that weren't like terms. So we have 2x plus 4y equals negative 3. Is my x positive?
Yeah.
Are there fractions?
No.
Are there decimals?
No.
So we're good. That's our answer. That's all you have to do.
How do you just
We're gonna do one like that. And 2
What do you
problems.
mean
I have
like
decimal
that?
ones. Okay. So again, if you have fractions, let's first eliminate them. Multiply by the largest denominator. Then move things around. Alright, I want to see everyone thumbs up, thumbs middle, thumbs down how you feel with this first one. You alright? Okay, so I see 3, 4, 5 people, 6 people. You can do it right in front of you. Okay. So let's do this next problem. We're going to do another fraction.
Yeah.
So go and write down this problem here. Zoom it in for you.
Let's do by yourself. And then you go over it. Whoa. I can't see. Just.
So we got this down. We have negative 1/2 y equals negative 2/5 x plus 7. So again, we're going to write this in standard form. All right, we have some issues. What are our issues here?
Fractions and opposite.
Fractions and my x and y are on different sides. So let's take care of fractions first. I like to get rid of those so I don't have to write fractions over and over again. What are my different denominators I have here?
2 and 5.
Good. 2 and 5. We're going to multiply by the largest denominator. So what would that be? Okay. So we multiply both sides by 5. We have to do both sides to maintain that it is equal. 5 times negative 1/2 gives me negative 5/2. Then distribute. 5 times negative 2/5 x is negative 2x. And 5 times 7 is 35. Okay, so that got rid of one of our denominators, but we still have one left.
When 5 times negative 1/2. And then together, okay.
So 5 times negative 1/2, not that one, in our calculator. So 5 times parentheses, negative 1 divided by 2, those are parentheses. And you get negative 2.5, but we have to convert it to a fraction. So math, frac, negative 5. Okay, so we got rid of one of our denominators, but we still need to get rid of that other one. So I only have one denominator to choose from. What do you think we're going to multiply by?
2.
2.
Fourths.
Okay. 2 times negative 5/2 y is negative 5y. And I have to distribute this 2 again. So I get negative 4x plus 7. Negative 4x plus. Okay, we got rid of all of our fractions. We need to move that x around, right? X needs to be on the left side. Again, it's ax plus by equals c. Okay, so what do you think we'll do to get that x over?
Add it, subtract.
Right, add it over. We're subtracting the negative, which is adding. So it's currently minus, so we want to do plus 4x. Can I combine negative 5y and 4x?
No.
No. So we have 4x minus 5y equals 7. No fractions, no decimals. The first one is positive. That's right. Your turn. Want me to wait?
No.
Got plenty of textbooks. Okay, now let's take a look at it, or any questions on this one? Alright, let's take a look at a decimal. Okay, so I love Miss Charlotte's method for doing this one. I think it's the best, quickest, easiest method here. We have 0.3x equals 7.5 plus 0.4y. So go ahead and copy this down. Again, I should see everyone copy this down. I'll zoom in for you. Okay, so when we have a decimals problem, we want to take a look at our places after the decimal. So here I see I have 1 after the decimal. Here I have 1 after the decimal. And here I have 1 after the decimal. If I have 1 after the decimal, what place is that? It's the 10th place. So what we're going to do is multiply by 10 on both sides. We're in the 10th place, so we multiply by 10. Something else you can do to help you out with that? 10 has 1 0 after it, and we are 1 after the decimal.
What is 1 0?
And would be 2 after the decimal, we multiply by 10. Okay, so let's multiply this together. Okay, so 10 times 0.3x. Gives us
3.
3x. Good. Then we have to distribute my 10 again. 10 times 7.5.
75.
Very good. And 10 times 0.5 or 0.4.
4.
Notice we've taken care of all of our decimals. Okay.
You could just subtract.
Again, we still need ax plus b equals c. Yes, all of it.
Oh, never mind.
Because there's the pointer button. All right, and Trey, what did you say we could do? Subtract 4y. All right, so 3x minus 4y equals 75.
What if I put
That would be wrong. Yeah, because we subtracted over. So careful, some of you guys just took your terms and rearranged it and said 3x plus 4y equals 75. But the only way to cross that equals is to do the opposite of our operation there. Yes.
I'll understand what you
How we got 10? Okay, so when we have decimals, we look at how many we have after the decimal. So I have 1 after the decimal, 1 after the decimal, 1 after the decimal. If I'm 1 after the decimal, what place is that called? The 10th place. So it's the 10th place, I'm going to multiply by 10. Or you can think of it as 10 has 1 0 after it, and we are 1 after the decimal. So we multiply by 10. What that does is essentially moves the decimal over 1 place for each one and gets rid of your decimals.
I get it. So if it was, say it was like 32, would it be 100? Would we multiply by 100?
Yeah, so we're 2 after the decimal place, so we would multiply by 100. Because that is in the hundredths place, 32 hundredths. Multiply by 100, also 100 has 2 zeros. This is 2 after the decimal. Okay, so here again back to our answer. We have no fractions, no decimals. 3 is positive, so that's our answer.
Do you want like 4?
Doing forward.
No.
Okay. Show me thumbs up, thumbs middle, thumbs down. How you feel so far with the decimals? I like the decimals. Well, I love the fractions. The decimals are good. All right, let's take a look at another decimals problem.
No.
We'll get to this. We're going to do another decimals one here. How many do I have after the decimal place here? 2. So we are in the hundredths place. 2 zeros, 2 after the decimal. So I'm going to multiply by 100. Now I do want to caution you with something. Let's say I had 0.3x plus 4.58y equals 7.
Caution.
Here I have 1 after the decimal place, 2 after the decimal place, and none after the decimal place. Go with the largest one. We have 2 after the decimal place, so multiply by 100 here. If you say you multiply by 10, you would get 3x plus 45.8y equals 70. And then you could just multiply by 10 again to move it 1 more. Okay? So if you forget and multiply by 10 in the first step, then you would just multiply by 10 again. But save yourself some time, go by the large one. Okay, so going back to our original problem. So 100 times 0.60x, what does that give us? Okay, 60x. 100 times 2.13y, 213y.
Does it just get rid of decimals?
Because I had 2 0 places, so it moves my decimal 2 places. That's the beauty of it. And then 1.84 times 100 is 184.
So, Miss Margaret continues to go over that. I'm going to hand out card reports and the quizzes.
We got it.
And quiz, not for you guys, the others. And the quizzes that you guys just took of us that was written for.
Okay, so then subtract my 213y. Alright guys, stick with me. This is for your benefit. 60x minus 213y. These cancel out. Positive, no fractions, no decimals. That's your answer. Okay, so those were the nice ones. Let's take a look at a couple where you had to do a bit more work. They're not mean, they're just more work.
Wait.
You're gonna fight those problems out for sure. Okay, I want you to copy down.
That one. Yeah.
First this one. We're gonna do number 3 and then we're gonna do number 4.
Let me see it.
Alright, I want everyone copying down this problem. I want everyone copying down this problem. I want everyone copying down this problem. Okay, so here we have a point and a slope. Do you want to have you copy down the problem yet?
I have.
Have you copied down the problem yet? Really? Why are you copying down that one? Okay, so with these next problems that we're going to do, notice they did not give us an equation. The first ones, they gave us an equation, so all we had to do was rewrite it. But here they didn't give us equations, so what do we have to use, Trey? You can just say it. Slope-intercept form. And what is slope-intercept form?
Y equals mx.
Oh,
Silly goose. She left it on.
Y equals mx plus b. This is slope-intercept form. This is the only other one we know right now.
I know it's another thing.
This is slope-intercept form because it's a slope and it has our intercept. So we should be writing this down. Y equals mx plus b. Okay. In our equation y equals mx plus b, we have m,
Yeah.
we have x,
Yeah.
and we have y.
Oh, yeah.
So let's put those in. 3 equals, my m is 8, my x is -1, plus b. Okay, so now we need to solve for b. Get -8 plus b.
these are
So what do we need to do?
Okay. It has minus. I mean, plus B.
Good. Add 8. So we get 11 equals 8. Great. Now we can write our y equals mx plus b equation. Y equals mx, so 8x, plus b. Putting in the slope and...
Yeah.
So just go back to the information you have. Here they said m
Why
is
do I
8.
not put in, like,
Why do you not put in the negative on the 3? Because we're trying to write the general equation for the whole line. This is for a specific point. So leave y as y and x as x. And put these in to solve for b, but when we're writing the equational line, we want x and y to be variables. So you only replace slope and your y-intercept. Leave x as x and y. Okay, so now we finally have an equation. Let's move this to slope or to standard form. Again, standard form, ax plus by equals c. So what do I need to move? Yeah, that 8x needs to be moved. How do I get that 8x over? Yeah, we have to subtract it. So I get negative 8x plus y equals 11. We can't have that negative in front. Who remembers how we get rid of a negative? Yeah, multiply or divide by negative 1. On both sides. So distribute. Negative 1 times negative 8 becomes positive 8x. Which is why we did that, so we could get rid of that negative. Negative 1 times positive 1y is negative 1y. Or we can just write negative 1. And negative 1 times 11? Negative 11. Now there is a positive value in front. No fractions, no decimals. We're done. Yes. Yeah, you can leave the 1. Okay, show me thumbs up, thumbs middle, thumbs down. How you feel on this one? Alright, Tyson, I'm going to hand over this so I can look around.
I'm not using
Then go ahead and put it upside down. Look at yourself. You look great. Put it upside down.
it. We got compliment.
Okay, so let's take a look at the one that requires us to do the most work.
Who's me? We should have done that. Oh, you know. What's your grade? What? My grade? I got C.
Okay, copy down these 2 points. While you're working on it.
Okay. No, Joe.
Write down these 2 points. You want to know how to do this one. So again, they didn't give us an equation at all whatsoever. Okay, so did they give us slope?
Yeah. No.
Did they give us our b value?
No.
So we have to find everything. They gave us only x and y's. So let's find our slope. What's my equation for slope? Y minus y, negative 5, minus a negative 3.
What's that called?
So you just do slope equation.
Can't we just do +3?
And then negative 4 minus 2, minus the negative 2. So some of you flip-flopped x and y, so you had x on top. Remember, y goes first. And then some of you did just plus here. It's minus. And now, with this one though, what is minus and negative the same thing as?
Becomes positive.
Plus positive. Minus negative becomes
What's
plus
up?
positive. So Joe, the reason why I don't want you just to write plus, because I want to make sure you know it's minus, but you can do minus and negative becomes positive. Okay, negative 5 plus 3 gives us negative 2. Negative 4 plus 2 gives us negative 2. And what does negative 2 divided by negative 2 give us? And what does negative 2 divided by negative 2 give us?
What if we just leave it?
1. Thank you, Nami.
What if we just leave it?
It'll be more work for you, because look at how nicely it's simplified. Simplify your slope as much as you possibly can. Keep wandering around, please, and write down what we're doing in front.
Who is it?
I'm trying to prepare you for your quiz you're about to take.
I'm ready. I'm prepared. Who is it?
Okay, so now let's take this. We have for y equals mx plus b, we have our slope. Just hold it.
I'm ready into the quiz.
Yeah, for real.
Abdul,
It's not that hard.
I'm gonna move to this.
I'm just trying to work things like,
Did they give us our B value? Oh, so we have to find that as well.
doesn't mean everybody has to know.
Okay, all four of you.
Oh yeah, we still got it.
We still have to find our B value. So let's take our equation, y equals mx plus b. Alright, we have n. M they gave us is, or we found was 1. And then just pick your, whichever point you want. I like to just go with the first one.
I'm gonna go with the second.
Okay.
Just to not agree.
Okay. There's our x, there's our y. So y is -3, and x is -2. Alright, so let's write out our equation here. -3 equals 1 times -2 plus b. So we get -3 equals -2 plus b. And when we add that over, I get -1 equals b. So now I have my b value, I have my slope, I can write out my equation.
You just added it.
I thought you were going to go against me and do
I
that.
did.
Oh. Okay, so y equals mx, so 1x plus b.
That's my question. I got -9.
So then you add 4 to the other side, right? And what's -4 plus? It's -4, but the opposite of -4 is adding, right? Plus 4.
But
You have to
Okay, so we're close to standard form, but we still need to get our x over. So Joe, how do I move my x? Good. So -1x plus y equals. But Q1, what's the issue?
It's a negative.
It's a negative in front. Can't have that negative in front. How do we get rid of it?
You gotta multiply.
Multiply by
One.
-1.
Oh, I was wrong.
John,
Okay. So we multiply by -1. -1 times -1 is positive. -1 times +1 is -1. And -1 times -1 is positive. So x minus y equals 1. No fractions, no decimals, and our value in front is positive. Just too bad, right? So with these,
John.
if they give you the equation, get rid of your fractions, get rid of your decimals, make sure it's positive in front. If they don't give you an equation, you have to find slope, then use that and a point to find your y-intercept, then write your equation, and change it to standard form.
Seems so easy, but when I get the test, I'm doing.
Okay, we're gonna do 2 more that require us to find slope. Because some of you forgot stuff from October or November, whenever it was we left it. Alright, so the first one we're gonna do is this up here. It says write the equation in standard form that goes through the given points. So go ahead and write down these 2 points. You need to be able to remember. And write down these 2 points. Okay, Shauna, you're in this time. Do you want paper? Sure, yeah, I got you right here.
She's a paper plug.
Make sure
Because I don't need it. I already got this in here. I remember that.
I want you to write down the points. Great, but I want you to write down the points.
Okay, do they give us an equation? Do they give us slope? Do they give us b? What do we have to start with?
X1. X cubed minus
Right. We need our slope. So subtract your y's. -2 minus 1.
It can.
Yeah, you can
One
go 1
minus-
minus the
It's
negative.
called the community.
But make sure you always have your y's on top. Alright, and then our x's. 4 minus 4. Alright, so this is the exact problem you had on your quiz last class. That almost everyone missed. Joe, what are you doing? Sit down in your seat. No. Okay, so when we do our slope, what does that give me at top? -2 minus 4?
-3.
Good, -3. So then what's 4 minus 4?
0.
0. Well, isn't that an issue? What is -3 divided by 0? Right, you can't divide by 0, so it's undefined. Under the bar, undefined.
And remember, put it in your calculator. The calculator will give you error if you try to do it. And if it gives you error, you know that means it's undefined.
Now, a couple of you got that this was undefined. And you stopped thinking you were done. It's not possible. We can still write our equation. What type of graphs have an undefined slope? Think back to Bucks and Hoy. Which one has an undefined slope? Bucks. Undefined slope, which is x equals. So x equals, what are my x values? 4. Oh look, they're the same. And that's my final answer. You're going to be getting this wrong on the quiz because you're not taking any of the notes right now.
Hold on. Yeah, why is it 4?
So Bucks has an undefined slope, so we know it's x equals. And what is your x value? 4.
Yeah. Yeah, what if it's 2
What if
fourths
both
of
of
This right here, x
Is mine-
equals 4 means that every single point is going to have an x value of 4. Which is why you see it's the same x value both
What if they're
times.
different?
If they were different, then you would have had a slope that wasn't undefined. When your x values are the same, that gives you the undefined slope, which what lets us know that it's a vertical.
So it can't be 5 and 5.
So if it was 5 and 5 for your x values, it would be an undefined slope, so it'd be x equals 5. And if we look at our standard form,
What does it mean?
we have it works out because we have our x, there's no y, so we didn't have to write that in, and we have our c. What's your question?
Write the equation in the same form. What does that mean?
So here's standard form, what we just wrote. So right now we have 2 points on that line. We want the equation for that line. And we want it in standard form.
So that's
So we were trying to find slope, so we could find our equation here and then turn it into standard form. But we found out our slope is undefined, which let us
what if you have
immediately.
like a normal slope? How would I-
That's what we just did. The one that had the normal slope.
That's just too long. No,
It is.
So this is where we had a normal slope. And then we found b.
So I can write it in normal.
So when you have 2 points that work nicely to give you an actual slope, then you find slope, then you find b, then you write your equation. I'm showing you a couple special cases. Okay, so we got, it was undefined here. We know vertical lines are undefined. What if it was a what?
For the x value?
If it was -4, yes, it'd be x equals -4. Whatever your x value is, you take that. Take it and run it. You won.
Peter.
Alright, next problem. This is the last one and then you'll get your quiz.
Yes.
-3, 5, and -2, 5.
Can I get a stick? I need
Stapler? We should all be writing these points down.
Which one? Uh-oh. Oh.
Stapled it backwards.
Exactly the idea.
No.
All right, did they give us a b value? Did they give us a slope? We have to find both of those. Tayshawn, what's my equation for slope?
The equation is y equals y equals
That was me.
For just slope, what's just slope?
This should be like, if you think that will work, then you got a big problem.
y
It
equals y
might need to be in the
y2 minus y1, so 5 minus 5 over my x value subtracted, x minus x, negative 2 minus a negative 3. What does 5 minus 5 give us? 0. And minus a negative becomes plus a positive. Negative 2 plus 3 is 1. But what is 0 divided by 1? Can you do that? Put it in your calculator. 0 divided by 1?
0.
0! Right, we can't have 0 under the bar.
Remember, if you don't know what that, just put it in your calculator. It will tell you 4. You don't need to even guess.
Okay, so what type of graphs have a slope of 0?
The other one.
The other one. Right, think back to Bucks and Boy. Boy has a slope of 0. What type of equations are those, Q1? Horizontal, which means my equation is what?
Yeah.
What am I pointing to? Y, so it's y equals. Just like the last problem, but now we have a y equals.
0.
So we have y equals, and what is my y value? You'll notice again your y values are the same, which is what gave us that slope of 0. So y equals 5.
Y equals 5, right?
Okay, go ahead and clear off your desks.
Yeah.
I expect 100% on every single quiz.
Wait, we can't keep this out.
You cannot keep this out. This is the 4th time I've taught you this.
I will.
Fourth time.
You got them rainbows?
Also, guys, please listen. So,
Miss Charlotte has those. I'm sorry.
if you need to make up mini quizzes from Unit 5,
Okay, so again, a reminder that you have your test next class. So we're reviewing today. After you take your quiz, you will do the review activity. Your homework is to get your notebook together, study for your test, and do worksheet 14. You've already been given that. Worksheet 14 is your review packet. I have extras of those if you have lost yours. I need everyone to stop talking, please. Your test is next class. Worksheet 14 is the review for it. That is your homework. Make sure you come to class prepared to ask questions. I will be posting the answer key to this on Blackboard so you can check your answers and know which ones you still need help with. So you can come see us Monday after school to get help or during stinger time.
I'm going to pass out the